trauma bond can be described as being a strong emotional attachment to another person in the presence of real or perceived danger, shame, or exploitation. A trauma bond is developed through several stages of an unhealthy connection with another person that ultimately results in a sense of an addiction to the relationship. This means that even if the relationship is hurting you and you may desperately logically know that you should leave it, you actually believe for various reasons that it would be impossible for you to leave, or even you may believe you just can't possibly imagine life without the person, and therefore you feel there is no other option than to stay. You are either trapped by them or you have convinced yourself that you must stay. It is particularly confusing to spot a trauma bond if you are in one, because the release of dopamine that we receive when we are in a healthy, loving relationship is exactly the same as the release of dopamine that we receive when we are experiencing a good time within an otherwise turbulent, unhealthy relationship. So here are 7 stages of trauma bonding that enable us to recognize whether we are experiencing true love or whether we are living in an unhealthy, traumatic connection with the other person. Trauma bonding is not gender specific. The truth is, anyone can be caught up in one. The process begins with stage 1, which is the love bombing phase, where you will be given full attention, appreciation, and even devotion by the partner. At this stage, it tends to move very quickly and intensely, and it will make you feel amazing as they prioritize you. They may even give you gifts, and they are willing to spend as much quality time as possible with you. If you didn't receive the full attention and validation that you craved in childhood, it is very likely that this stage 1 will make you feel on top of the world, like you really are very special, and feeling like you can conquer the world with all these good vibes that you're getting. This is followed closely by stage 2, where they work hard to increase your trust in them. Usually to achieve this, they are very quick to say that they love you, and they talk about commitment, perhaps wanting you to move in and live together, or even discussing marriage. So you increase your dependency on them, and they prove to you that they can be dependable. You may have a feeling that the relationship is moving very quickly, but you'll feel so good that it'll be easy for you to dismiss this. Stage 3 comes next and is characterized by criticism and blame. They start criticizing you for small things at first, then gradually building. They criticize your decisions, maybe your appearance, your plans, your achievements, and even your ideas. So you are constantly trying to please them for your own validation. They will remain charming to the outside world, just not towards you anymore. In fact, they will start blaming you for things that are going wrong, and they will blame you for their emotions. So basically, everything becomes your fault. You're punished if you do something that they don't like. For example, they may stop talking to you, or emotionally excluding you. You may feel a bit shocked at this stage. What happened? And it is common for you to start analyzing yourself to make changes to try and get those old good feelings back again. And so this is where stage 4 begins, the manipulation. When something happens, they will contradict your version of events, and they will do this so much that even you will start questioning your own perception of what happened. This stage is very confusing and will induce self-doubt to the point that you will no longer really be sure what did happen. You will think your memory is weak, and this will cause you more stress. You'll believe there is no way that you can leave this relationship, and they will tell you no one else will ever love you like they do. They may even threaten to hurt themselves if you leave them. Because of the prolonged stressful state in phase 4, you will reach stage 5, which is where you will give up control. By this stage, you've learned that if you just do things their way, you can have a relatively peaceful day. Challenging them or contradicting them is just too much hassle and stress, so you stop trying. What is actually happening is that they are becoming dominant and you are becoming submissive in the relationship. They use this change in dynamic to isolate you from your friends and family by making you feel like it's the obvious thing to do. They make you question the intentions of your friends and or family, and they try to reduce the time that you spend with them. It is likely by now that people around you will have noticed some changes in you, and you may hear them showing disturbance at something about your relationship. So you minimize the issue and downplay their concerns. And you may even find yourself making excuses for the other person in your relationship, or even defending them despite the fact that people are telling you that you should leave. This truly agonizing state of thinking that you love someone who is hurting you induces stage 6. Stage 6 is where you start losing yourself because you are craving stage 1, all of that love and attention which disappeared, and you are being blamed for its disappearance. You actually lose confidence. You don't feel lovable anymore, and you feel guilty for causing the problems in the relationship. So you withdraw into becoming a shadow of your former self. At this stage within a trauma bond, the other person is usually emotionally unpredictable. So you are walking on eggshells, scared to set them off. You are no longer as vibrant, expressive, or confident as you used to be, and they are the reason why you've lost your identity. Minimizing your personality, you morph into the identity that they want you to be, so that you make them pleased with you. And also, you reduce the likelihood of conflict, because by stage 6, you just want peace. Things will have become emotionally or physically painful for you by now, so it is normal in stage 6 that you actively try to hide bad things that are happening within your relationship, or you make excuses for the negative things people see. You would be embarrassed if people outside of the relationship were to know what really happened within it. And this is what paves the way for stage 7, addiction to the trauma bond. You have become so familiar with chaos, criticism, disorder, confusion, blame, and the presence of the stress hormone cortisol in your system that the outside world appears boring and strangely quiet. Other connections feel almost unloving, and you are locked in a cycle of striving to bring back stage 1 to your relationship so that you can experience the dopamine rush and have relief from all of this cortisol. The truth is that trauma bonds are very complex, and the addictive nature of them makes it very easy to bypass the normal logical reasons for exiting them. If you would like more information about trauma bonding and healing, you can contact me on 07549 844 539. Thank you for watching.